Today we're going to do sequences. To answer a sequence question, you need to first work out what is the common difference, and you also need to work out what is the zeroth term. So what does common difference mean? Common difference means what is this sequence going up in? So in this case, to go from 6 to 11, you have to add 5. To go from 11 to 16, you also have to plus 5, and so on. So what we've discovered is this has a common difference of plus 5. So we can write 5n. So the common difference is 5n. Now how do we work out the zeroth term? So 6 is the first number in the sequence, so we put a 1 on top of it. 11 is the second, and so on. So if we're going up in fives, and we want to work out what the zero term could be, we have to do the opposite, which means we have to do minus 5, which guesses this number as 1. That means the zero term is 1, which leaves us with a final answer of 5n plus 1, which is a solution for this sequence. So why do we write n? So n is important to write because the n represents the position in the sequence. So n is the position in the sequence. So when n is 1, n equals 1, we can write the sequence out as 5 brackets 1 plus 1, which equals 5 plus 1, which equals 6. When n equals 2, you got 5 brackets 2 plus 1, which equals 10 plus 1, which equals 11. When n equals 3, you write 5 brackets 3 plus 1, which equals 15 plus 1, which equals 16. So now when we look at all three of these numbers, 6, 11, and 16, 6, 11, and 16, it's exactly the same as the initial sequence. So we know this answer has to be correct, and that's how you can double check. And now moving on to the second question. So we have to do the exact same thing. We have to first work out what is the common difference, and we also have to work out what is the zeroth term. So we see the sequences as we go forward, it's going down. It's going down in minus 4. So we write the common differences minus 4 and n. So whatever the common difference here is, just write that number down and then write n. So now to work out the zeroth term, so we know it's the first term in the sequence, second, third, and so on, like that. So to work out the zeroth term, I have to go backwards. So if going forwards was minus 4, to go backwards I have to plus 4, which gets me 130. That means the final answer has to equal minus 4n plus 130. And now moving on to question number 3. So first we'll work out the common difference. So as we go up, we're adding 4 to each number, which means the common difference is 4. So we write 4n. Now we're trying to work out the zeroth term. So I'm going to first label the position of each number in the sequence. 0 would be here. So to go backwards, I would have to minus 4, because in the forward direction is plus 4, in the backwards direction it has to be minus 4, which get me minus 5. So minus 1 take away minus 4 gets me minus 5. That would leave me with the answer of 4n minus 5. And now moving on to the last question. Write down the first 5 terms of the sequence 3n minus 1. So they want to know the first 5 terms. So remember, n represents the position in the sequence. So they want to know what n1, n2, n3, n4, and what n5 is. Because these are the positions in the sequence. They want to know the first 5 terms. So when n equals 1, we got 3n minus 1 is the sequence. Instead of writing n, we can write 1. Take away 1 equals 3 minus 1, which equals 2. That's the first number. Next, we've got 3 brackets 2 minus 1, which equals 6 minus 1, which equals 5. Then when n equals 3, so instead of writing n, we just write the number 3 minus 1 equals 9 minus 1, which equals 8. Next one's n equals 4, so just write 4 in brackets, which equals 12 minus 1, which equals 11. And the final one is when n equals 5, we do 3 times 5, take away 1, which equals 15 minus 1, which equals 14. So the final sequence is 2, 5, 8, 11, and 14. And that is our final answer.